Okay, let's go ahead and get started on how to find discounts, markups, commissions, and all those kind of things. So here's our first example. Let's go ahead and dive right in here. Let's say we're finding a 20% discount on a $38.50 shirt at Aeropostale. Okay, now I'm going to show you two methods for figuring out these kind of problems. One of the ways, I call it the long way, scenic route, is to find the discount. You then take that away from the original price. So let's go ahead and just find 20% of $38.50. And to find 20% of $38.50, you just do 0.2, 0.20 if you want to think of it that way, times $38.50. There you go, you get 7.7. Your calculator will say that, 7.7, but we all know that means $7.70, not $7.07, right? Okay, moving on. Now subtract that from the regular price, because $7.70, that's what you're saving. That's the amount that is being taken away from the original price. So we do the math, $38.50 minus $7.70, and you get $30.80. And if needed, round it. Sometimes you get, depending on the kind of numbers you're dealing with, you get, extra numbers at the end or whatever, and especially if you're dealing with your calculator. So just round it to the hundreds place if needed. So this problem didn't have to do that, but just be on the lookout for that. You never know if you have to do that. The other method, I call this the shortcut method. This is a preferred method by a lot of people, is to not think of it as a discount, but think of it as what you're paying for. Okay, so the sale is for 20% off, right? That's what most signs will say. If you go to a store, look at the sale signs, you're never going to see a sign that says, hey, come to our store and pay this much. It's always going to say, save 20%. So if you're not receiving a discount, you're paying 100%. Okay, this is with no discount whatsoever. Okay, so there's no sale, it's 100%. All right, if you're not paying for 20%, if you're not paying for 20%, answer this question: what price are you paying for? What is it that you're paying for? You're paying for 80%. If this circle represents your shirt, the entire price of your shirt, you're paying just for this much. You're not paying this much. So you're just paying for this amount of money. So if this was $1, you're only paying 80 cents. If this was $10, you're only paying $8. If this was $100, you're only paying 80. So that's how percents work. It's just a ratio that compares a number to 100. We're paying $38.50, or it was originally $38.50, and you're not paying for 20%. So that's the part we're just going to get rid of. So instead of just finding 20% and subtracting that, what we're going to do is we're just going to do 80%. Okay, so like I said, most sale signs are not going to say this. Hey, come to our store and pay 80%. People aren't going to like to see that. They're going to want to see a sign that says, hey, I want to save this much. Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to find 80% of $38.50. 80% of $38.50. So you're just going to do 0.8, change it to a decimal, right? Of means times $38.50. So you do 0.8 times $38.50, and then you punch it in your calculator, and there you go. You get your answer right away. That's it. No subtraction is necessary other than the first step that you did where you took 20 away from 100. So you have $30.80 right away. And again, I have on here round if needed. Because we're dealing with money, we don't need a thousandths place, we don't need a 10,000ths place or 100,000ths place. We just need 2 decimal places. So you need to round it, make sure you look right next door. But that's it. Okay, I really like this method. If it's a sale for 40% off, if the sale is 40% off, don't find 40%, just go, okay, I'm going to find 60% of the cost. If the sale is for 75% off, that would be a great sale. If it's for 75%, don't find 75%, just find 25%, and that's it. That's your cost. That's what it's going to cost you. 25% of the original cost. Let's go on to the finding tax. Now, tax is kind of the opposite of a discount because it's something that is added on to your bill. It's something that is in addition to your payment. So one method, like I did with discount, I'm going to show you guys a couple methods here. Let's find 8% of $85.32, because that's what the tax is. 8% tax on an $85.32 bill. And that's what my calculator spit out, 6.8256. All right, now you might be tempted to round that and go, oh, I'm just going to think of that as $6.83, but I wouldn't round it. Just keep it the way it is. And it's a good idea not to round things as you're working through a problem. And when you're finished rounding, when you're finished adding numbers and subtracting numbers or multiplying and finding percents of a number, then you should round it. If you round it every step along the way, you sometimes end up taking away a little bit from the answer. So try to keep your numbers the way they are until you're all done with it and you're ready to just say, well, that's my answer. So I'm just going to do 85.32 plus 6.8256, and I get 92.156. So 1456, sorry. And then round. Okay, so then now I got $92.15. $92.15. And there you have it. The other way to do this is kind of like what I did with a discount, but it's the other way around. Okay, so find 108% of $85.32. So now remember that when you do 108%, you're going to do 1.08 times 85.32. I'm going to round that to the nearest cent, and that's what I get, $92.15. Now let me kind of explain this. Why did we use 108%, and why did that work? I mean, we ended up not having to add, but we did the adding. We actually added the 8% at the very beginning. We added 8% to 100%. So here's the thinking here. 100% of something is itself $85.32. 8% of something was right here. That's the tax, $6.83. So now you're going to do 100% plus 8%. That's 108%. 100% is 85.32. 8% is $6.83, and you get $92.15. So what you want to do here is for tax is just whatever the tax is, add that on to 100%, and then you're done. Find the percent of the number, and that's it. So if it's a 9% tax, just think of it as 109%. If it's a 15% tax, then just think of it as 115%. If it's 4.5%, think of it as 104.5%. So it's, you're basically just doing all the adding all at once when you add it onto 100%.